Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance, episode 88 of Guess the Trade. That's where subscribers send in their loadouts. We take a look at their bags and tools and everything that they send pictures in for. And then we see if we can guess what it is we think that they do with that certain set of tools. Well, back in episode 87, we looked at Billy Castaneda Jr.'s loadout of his Veto OTMD and then also his SC45. Tons of really great tools in there. A lot of those tools are the same ones that I find inside of my own tool bag. Well, what was it that he did with those tools? He said that he is a DIY enthusiast that does a lot of projects around his own house. And then he also has some adult children where he goes to their house and helps them with theirs as well. And then he said he just loves quality tools. He started buying a lot of tools here lately. I think we're all in that same boat. Most of the people that watch my channel kind of feel that same way. So really great loadout, Billy. I appreciate you sending that in. Well, today in episode 88, we're also going to look at one loadout. We're going to look at Someway. He's a regular on our Thursday night lives pretty often. I'm fully expecting to see a lot of MAKITA tools. He talks pretty proudly about those. But he has a Veto ProPack HiViz TP-XXL. And then he also has a Veto DP3 along with a few other bags and just some other things. Really nice pictures that we're going to take a look at. But let's go ahead and jump into Someway's tools and see if we can guess what it is that he does. So first picture here is kind of an overview of everything that we're going to be looking at. So he's got a bag over there that says racing. Another one says handyman something. One with a number 40. And then he's got that Veto ProPack HiViz TP-XXL. Also a Vessel USB and a holster. Some knee pads. And sure enough, there is that MAKITA vacuum right there. And then some gloves. Moving on. So here are those knee pads. They are Lift brand. And then it looks like those gloves are Neo. And again, there's the MAKITA vacuum. Here are some different type of clamps. He's got the Jorgensen Easy Hold, also some F-style type clamps, and then some of those Viking style type clamps. So two of those, actually the Viking style he's got there look like the same version that I had prior to buying my DeWalt ones. I gave those to a buddy of mine once I bought the DeWalt, but those actually work fairly well. I do like the DeWalt, the fact that I can, use my foot as a lever. That works out really nice, but they are definitely a lot bigger than these. And then the Jorgensen Easy Holds, I've got a video for those. I keep those in the back of my truck. They are my probably number one go-to clamp because I can change them pretty fast to a clamp, back to a spreader. And then with these particular ones, you can actually join the two together and make it a little bit wider clamp as well. So they are really nice if you haven't checked into those. But we'll go on to the next picture. Lots of tools here to look at. I'm not sure what bag they come out of. Maybe that top bag that says racing. But I did check. He does zoom into quadrants. So here is an overview of all the tools in the quadrants we're about to be looking at. Next picture, he's got the impact flipped over maybe so we can see that model number XDT19. Also a MAKITA bit case up there with some spade bits, centering bits. I don't know if that cobalt thing is one of those where I think it's one of those where you can flip back and forth between a drill bit and a driver. I can see some MAKITA sockets up top, DeWalt right angle adapter, tough built holster with some Railer bit rails. So he's got all that there. Next picture, the Zenith Trim Puller Mini. Really great for pulling trim. I've got the bigger one and that one. They are both great. If you're somebody who pulls trim very much in a demo fashion, I mean, it's a very good tool to have. So he's got that. Also a DeWalt claw, and then also a Milwaukee little pry bar, it looks like. He's got extra tough built clip, a couple different, I guess you'd call them, they normally come with like my SDS rotary hammers to clean out holes and stuff like that, like a bulb that you squeeze for air. And then he's got a Milwaukee drill bit set up top, a couple other drill bits up there from Irwin, it looks like as well. Next picture, Stanley flat bar, also a 16-foot Fat Max with the auto lock. There is also, again, part of that DeWalt right angle set, except that one's got a 1/2 inch or maybe 3/8 socket adapter on it, or it's maybe part of the whole entire thing. It could be part of the kit. DeWalt has a lot of different, things for that kind of set. He's got the Weehaw bits, red and blues. He's got some file-like bits over there as well, and then a couple different Weehaws with a magnetizer. I'm not sure what the green bit is with the sleeve on it. I'm not sure what that one is. Moving on. So this is the bag all those tools came out of. So again, I didn't order these. I just kind of pulled them out as I go. And I think again, this is that one that's got that racing on it. So that's the bag that we're looking at. So there it is. Inside of the bag, I can see some structural screws up there in the top right. Those are always sometimes good to have on you for temporary things. So that might be why he's carrying those. So now we're going to get into the hurricane bag. That's that one with that number 40 on it. Out here on the outside, a couple of vessel USB or vessels, and then a vessel USB. Some pencils. Let's see. Not sure what that is with the key ring on it. Not real sure. Maybe we'll see that here in just a minute. Next picture. So down inside of this is where he's also got a DP3 from Veto. So here is the loadout of what's inside of that bag. So he's got, again, vessel USB. Actually, let me check. Maybe he does quadrants. He does zoom in a little. So we'll just go on through this way. Vessel USB with some different bit holders. Let's see if he zooms in even farther. He does. So another couple railers, MAKITA as far as a bit holder, and then he's got some Craftsman bits. Those look like maybe the actually those might just be drill bits. I was gonna say those look like self-tapping bits, but I think they're just drill bits. Little Titan pry bar, hemostats up there, a Pentel Graph Gear 1000, or at least one that looks like one. I don't know for sure off the top of my head what color blue is. I'm not sure on the lead on the blue. Some more of those cobalts over there on the far right, along with some longer bits. The vessel black one up there, and then also a vessel bit holder with some bits in it as well. Make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm going to go back one if it doesn't show it on here. Here's another one of those green bits I was trying to figure out. So those are definitely a bit holder. I'm not sure what brand bit holders that those are for sure, but that's for sure what that was that I wasn't sure about. Over here on the far left, we've got the fast cap foldable chisels. I've got that set. I absolutely love it. There's some hardware boxes. He's got some decking screws, some wood screws. Let's see, probably some smaller wood screws in there, it looks like as well. He's got a vessel tang through up top, along with probably a, I'm going to call it a 3-pound sledge maybe, is what that one is. I believe those green things up at the top are wedgets or something like that for doors. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what they are. Not 100% sure on that. But next picture we looked at, here it is as far as what he's carrying. So here on this, he's got the MAKITA drill XPH10. And then again, there it is, kind of loaded out some of those tools that we just looked at, more bits and stuff like that. So you might ask yourself, what does he do specifically with this DP3? So now we're going to get into the TP-XXL HiViz. So here is one side of the bag over here on the, what I would call the left side if you were looking at it. He's got more WeHa bits, so really loves those. He's got another one of those bulbs. He's got a lot of the bulbs where he's, I'm assuming, drilling a hole and cleaning out the hole. So that might be part of what it is that he does. Also has up here at the top a sun flag knife that kind of looks like an Olfa type style. He's got the Franklin sensor stud finder. Definitely by far my favorite electronic stud finder. He's got a Dorsey light, a lefty righty on the fast cap tape measure. Now I know that that right there is for sure a door stop. I think that one's called the Wedget. So matter of fact, yeah, I can read it on there. So I'm not sure about the other thing now, but I know that's what that is. He's got the hinge pin remover over there on the far right. He's also got some sort of a, almost looks like a light, but then it almost looks like it's got like a Post-it note type look to it on the bottom where you pull something off. So I'm not sure, maybe that's something where you can mark something with as well, like write stuff. He's got some painter's tape, and then also a toothbrush and another brush. I can't read exactly what those bits are there on that, but those are basically hex bits. He's got a set of those from somebody. Backside of the TP-XXL, he's got the Milwaukee trim square, and then a Stanley 7 1/4, and I can't read on the orange, maybe up there. It says degrees. I don't see a name on that one. It's made in the USA, whatever the orange one is. But that one doesn't look like it's got as much of a lip on it. It almost looks more so like a just flat square. And then he's also got a zip it or whatever the term is for the drain cleaning tool right there. Other side of the bag, here's the stuff that's on the outside that we're about to see. So here we've got all sorts of marking utensils. I'm not sure what brand pencils those are. It almost looks like those it is a high boom. If I zoom in a little bit, I could read them. So high boom. Actually, I was thinking it was a high boom, but I thought all the high booms were red. So he's got a green one, blue Inkzall, red Inkzall. Also looks like a deep hole type marker right there in the black. Also a small, almost like a caulking type tool or something along those lines. Pencil, also a green, but I think that green thing is an eraser. Looks like maybe, because I think I might have had one of those in school. Pencil sharpener, he's got adjustable wrench, a couple different ones of those. Let's see. I can't read it on there, so I'm not sure on the brand on those. And looks like a cold chisel, chalk shot. Let's see what the screwdriver. That almost looks like it's a just cut off end or something. Maybe he uses that for wall anchors or something. I pretty much use an awl for my wall anchors now all the time. Some sort of Japanese knife. Also a either small hammer. It's got 3 different tips on it there. Kind of one that looks like brass, one that looks like it's a softer material, and then the other one looks like it's metal. And then he's also got like a little clip ruler. I think maybe that goes on your tape measure, if I remember right. I think I've seen that before. Next picture. So here is the XXL as far as with that front flap open. So we've got a small Titan mini ratchet with a set of bits over there as well. Also another few bits there. Some locking pliers, also some punches. So he's got lots of punches there. I think that the one that looks like it's got like the hammer anvil, I've got a Japanese version of one I just picked up, and I can't remember what the name is. Looks kind of like that one though, but I don't think it's the same one. He's got DeWalt and high boom on the other, and then he's got those look like vice grip actual branded pliers there. As far as on those, I'm not real sure what this green and black on the carabiner is. Not 100% sure on that. And then he's got, again, another bit rail of some sort up there at the top. Next picture, he's got some charging cable. He's also got some red and regular as far as the lead. Different snap blades from Olfa. Then he's also got a 9-volt and I'm going to guess AAA over those batteries there. He's also got some other scraper blades. Let's see. I'm not sure. That almost looks like a dusk mask type of thing, but not really. It looks like the same material, so I'm not sure what that's for. And then he's got another scraper there. And then he's also got, let's see, almost looks like some sort of a heat shrink type thing or something there on the far right. I'm not sure what that is though. Next picture. So here is the bag loaded out. There's all those tools that we're probably just looking at for the most part have been around the outside, but all the tools we're getting ready to look at are all those that are right here in the middle. I'm seeing some Vera. I'm seeing some, almost looks like a DeWalt demo hammer like I've got back there. The Annex ratcheting. A lot of people love that. And those red depth gauge. I can't remember what the Woodpecker brand name of that is, but I've got the cheaper version. I think his are the same ones that I've got right there. But again, we're going to see these. Here is the overview of that. Here's all of them that we're going to look at. He's got 3 pictures left with the different quadrants. So here we've got some little plastic pry bars. There's another Olfa. He's got the vessel there with the, again, extraction type screwdriver. Another jab saw looking. Almost looks like it's Japan too. I can almost read a pan right there. So that's some sort of a Japan tool. Also, he's got some diagonals. He's got a pair of like nippers, little small screwdriver, Titan screwdriver pry bar, a couple smaller ones as well. Again, plastic pry bars. So lots of prying things. And then he's got scrapers, different ones, Olfa knife, a magnetic pickup tool, combination square. Let's see, vessel. That one looks like it's or Vera, I mean, that's a bit holding. I think that's the ratcheting bit holding, the one that I've got. that fits into the Vera bit checks or tool checks. A couple different annex and vessel bits up there with a magnetizer. Looks like some small little dowel toothpick type things. Another Vera small screwdriver. So now we're kind of back into the middle of this again. Let's see, some more lead, file, pry bar, chisel, tough built. Lots and lots of tools here to look at. Tough built a torpedo level, Craftsman vice grip, Cobra style pliers, and then a Craftsman little mirror, inspection mirror. Another pair of the hemostats, and then there's is that lobster? Maybe that's what, yeah. So that's a lobster adjustable wrench. Had a few people mention those to me. I've never held one in my hand, but I think this purple one, along with the one that we saw a little while back, I think that other one was a lobster too. Now that I see this, I think he had a different color one a few pictures back as well. Another Titan flat bar right there. And then over here, so woodworking ruler, that's the same exact one I got. I bought the 3-piece set. I use those all the time. Again, Woodpeckers has a set. They're super expensive. I don't know what the specific name is, but those are pretty accurate and work fairly well. He's also got the Curican on the like pliers style wrench, a pair of needle nose, Klein thermostat screwdriver in one, a pick set over there, another couple pintail graph gears. He's got a light blue and then also looks like a dark gray. I think all the ones I run are yellow, which are the 0.9. So those are a different lead type, but I thought I saw some 0.9 earlier. No, 0.7. He's got 0.7. So one of those colors, I think the blue is 0.7 if I remember right. So he's got 0.7 going on down, and then there is a Klein non-contact voltage tester, and then there is that annex ratcheting screwdriver that you all love and try to get me to get all the time. But I think that might be the last picture. There's his name. So again, this is the TP-XXL HiViz, all the main tools. I'm just going to hit that main picture right there. So if you want to pause, again, I probably missed a few things. It's a lot of things to look at. Zoom in, check that out. I'm curious at what that thing is. We see it in a little while. Yellow up there on the top of his bag on the left. I'm curious what that is. I'm not real sure. We saw it in the picture. I'll point it out whenever I get back to it. But there it is, all loaded in there. Here are some of the scrapers and extra stuff. Here are some locking pliers. That's the bag loaded out altogether. Here are some other tools. There was the one I thought maybe was a lobster, that blue one. I don't know if that's a lobster too. Here's some more of his XXL. This right here, this was what I was trying to figure out, whatever that is right there. I'm not real sure. So now that's still more of the XXL. Now this is the DP3. Looking at the tools and the things that are in that bag along with the DP3. And then that's the bag with it loaded in there. And then here is the one bag that has racing on the outside of it. All the tools that are in that. I'm going to get to that picture. There you go. That has all of them kind of sitting out there. So again, if you want to zoom in, check that out. There's a hammer. I don't remember mentioning the hammer. That is a Hart hammer. And then that is a holster there from Tough Built. I don't know if I saw that earlier either. And whatever's over here, I don't think I saw these either. So a waterproof first aid household kit. That looks like a magnetic wrist wrap thing right there. I don't think I mentioned those. There are his clamps. There's his knee pads, his MAKITA vacuum, and his gloves. And then there is that overview picture of all the bags closed up, his entire loadout right there in that first picture. But that's Someway's loadout that he shared with us. Again, several canvas style bags with all sorts of tools stuffed down inside of those. The Veto Pro Pack TP-XXL HiViz, the Veto DP3, different loose things like clamps, knee pads, vacuums, all sorts of things like that. Really great loadout. Appreciate you sending it in some way. Maybe you've got some questions for him. There was a few tools in there that I had questions about that are probably pretty obvious to some people what they are if you actually own it. I've just never seen it before, so if you can help me out with those. But if you've got questions for Someway, make sure and drop that in the comments below. But don't forget to guess what it is you think Someway does with all these tools. I hope this video was interesting in some way. Hope it's helpful. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. I'll see you on the next video.